Hi, my name is Samantha Melinda, and I will be doing my first research paper on Elbert Frank Cox. Elbert was born in December of 1895 in Evansville, Indiana, to parents Eugenia and Johnson. Johnson Cox was actually a high school principal at a primarily African American school. At this time, Indiana was not desegregated, so that is why he was the principal at a African American school. From the beginning, Johnson instilled the love of education and importance of education into Elbert. So this built Elbert's foundation and understanding that education was a big part of his life and will continue to be a big part of his life no matter what. With this love for education came their deep religious household. So from the beginning, Elbert was growing in his love of education and importance of it. Not only was Elbert a very talented mathematician, he was also a very talented violinist. When he was in high school, he was so great that he was awarded a music scholarship, which would have him travel to Europe to study at Prague Conservatory of Music. Now, unfortunately, at this time, Elbert did have to make a tough decision on whether he wants to be a violinist or a mathematician. Elbert did choose math. He got a mathematics degree at the University of Indiana in 1917. Now, other than his major in mathematics, he was also, maybe a lot of people do not know this, but he was in Kappa Alpha Phi fraternity. So he's very involved in the community of the University of Indiana. Now, after his graduation, Elbert taught just for a short period of time at Henderson, Kentucky, in a public high school. So he instantly was drawn to be a teacher. That was the first thing he wanted to do with his major in mathematics. From here, he served in the U.S. Army in France during World War One. This was about the end of the World War One era. So he was not deployed for long. He was discharged in 1919. Now, instantly, right when he got discharged, he wanted to immediately go back into education and into teaching. So he taught at Shaw University in Raleigh, North Carolina. Not only was he a teacher, he was a chairman of the Department of Natural Sciences. This was actually really interesting to me because I did live in Raleigh for a good amount of time. I went to NC State University. So knowing that this amazing man was at Shaw University, which I passed all the time, I knew a lot of history about, was pretty amazing. This is actually where he met a lifelong friend and mentor, William Lloyd Garrison Williams. William would continue to be a part of his life throughout his educational exploits. He actually would encourage him to get his PhD. He was a great mentor. He led him to other aspects of the world, had him traveling because William also traveled to study and teach mathematics. So a lot of the times he brought Elbert. With this, William did encourage Elbert to apply for the Erastus Brooks Fellowship. This would allow him to pursue his PhD in mathematics. This program was very small. There was about 25 people in the program, and Elbert being one of them, and one of the only African American students. So this was a huge opportunity for Elbert, especially because Elbert was only had an undergraduate degree. A lot of people may know that when you go for your PhD, you typically go for your master's first and then get your PhD. There are instances where you do get your PhD first, but in this time that was very rare. But William actually spoke for Elbert and understood how great of an educator he was and mathematician. He enrolled in this PhD program at Cornell University. His thesis was actually written on polynomial solutions of difference equations. And of course, his advisor was William Lloyd Garrison Williams. From here, he earned his PhD in mathematics in 1925. Not only did he earn the title of PhD in mathematics, he received the title of the first African American to receive a PhD in mathematics in the US and in the world. Like I said, William took Elbert around the world because William wanted to show the world that an African American can be a professional educator in mathematics. There were, crazy enough, a lot of countries that did not accept Elbert's PhD program. So this was very surprising and a little disheartening because I believe Elbert could have done a lot of good work across the countries. But his PhD not being recognized definitely put some hardship on him. After graduation, he taught for a short period of time at West Virginia State College. This college was a African American school. It was very, very low funded. So he did not stay here long, but he did go into Howard University right after, and this is where a majority of his career took place. Howard was an all-inclusive campus. So he liked this because he could encourage African American students to come and build his mathematics program, because his goal really in his teaching career is opening doors for African American students in the realm of mathematics. So not only did Elbert teach at Howard University, he helped create their grading system. He advised numerous master's degree candidates in mathematics, and he was the chairman of the math department. He did retire from Howard in 1965. I think they had a rule at Howard University that professors and faculty members had to retire at the age of 65. If that rule was not into place, I believe Elbert would have stayed a lot longer. Because of how much he was invested in teaching, he was invested in Howard, and he was invested into his students. So it felt like that Elbert advised a lot of people, and even if they were done, he continued to advise them. He was a very well-rounded teacher everyone loved, and he brought the love of mathematics into a lot of people's lives and showed African American students that they could pursue a career in mathematics. Now, Howard did want to start a PhD mathematics program, and Cox or Elbert actually helped a lot with this. Not only did he build the mathematics department, because the mathematics department was very scarce in Howard until Elbert came into their faculty. Elbert just being there with his credibility and personal prestige as a mathematician brought more students in and showed other PhD programs that Howard University was able to handle a PhD of mathematics program. Elbert's credibility as the first African American to receive a PhD in mathematics really did help this program. And like I've said before, Elbert's accomplishments really made it possible for other African Americans to receive their doctorate. So he was the first, and he paved that road for others. But unfortunately, Elbert did not get to see the PhD program completed, as he died in November 1969 due to a brief illness. But even though Cox passed away, he is very much remembered in a lot of aspects of mathematics at Howard University and other things. Now, you might be surprised, Cox did not have a lot of publications. He did not have a lot of research programs or anything of that nature, which can be surprising to a lot of people because he is so famous. But he really focused on his workload of his teaching job. He focused a lot on that. And of course, there was lack of funding everywhere, but he did accomplish a lot. He specialized in difference equations, interpolation theory, and differential equations. He was a member of multiple educational societies, and he was very active in American mathematics societies, American physical societies, and American physics institutes. So he was very, again, diving a lot into the realm of education. Even after his death, like I said, they continue to remember in many aspects. Howard University established the Elbert F. Fox Scholarship Fund. This fund is for undergraduate mathematics majors, again, to encourage young African American students to study math at the graduate level. Um, Another way to remember, they have a picture of Cox hanging in Howard's Math Commons with the title and plaque of first African American to receive a mathematics PhD degree. And then finally, the National Association of Mathematicians started the Cox-Talbot address, which is given annually at the NAM's national meeting. So again, Elbert might not have published a lot, but he did affect a lot of people's lives, such as Howard University probably would not be the aspect they are or at the level they are because without Elbert teaching well, having his prestige, and helping them grow their mathematics department. So Elbert Cox was an amazing, amazing person, great mathematician, amazing educator. As a teacher, this is very amazing to know because he really worked on establishing education. It wasn't just the mathematics for him. He continually wanted to teach. And that was one of my primary ways of connecting with Elbert Cox. So he was a great man, and I was very happy to do this research project on him. Here are my sources, if you'd like to look at those. There wasn't as much as I wanted there to be, and I'm very surprised at that. So I hope there's more publications about him. All right, thank you for listening.